This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by Delaware Electric Cooperative.
When a major storm moves in, the snow isn't the only concern. Of course, travel can become treacherous, but it's when the snow affects other utilities we come to rely upon that big problems emerge. Problems like power outages, and they can quickly become a real issue. And just like we've been saying all week, it's good to prepare for anything and everything that could happen this weekend. So joining us via Zoom this afternoon is Lauren Irby. She is the Manager of Public Relations and Community with Delaware Electric Co-op. Lauren, good to see you this afternoon.
Always good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Now, we just talked to WBOC Chief Meteorologist Mike Lichniak about what he is expecting during the storm. And of course, we're going to get the snow, but we're also going to get some ice layers. How does that affect power lines?
So ice can really have a damaging effect on power lines. Unfortunately, even just a small amount of ice can, you've seen those pictures or maybe even in person of ice just really weighing down on power lines. That can cause a significant weight, especially multiplied for miles and miles. So ice really can be damaging, and it's something that our crews will need to repair if it takes the lines down from that weight.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up your crews, because you are going to have some crews out there, some line workers, and it's not an easy job when you're dealing with the elements. Are they at a greater risk during these when they're out there?
Unfortunately, our crews, they are at a higher risk, and, all crews that are out there working in elements like this. And I have an immense amount of respect for all of those that are out there, working for the betterment of the community, who are working to, repair roads, get the roads cleared, first responders. And just like all of those other first responders and workers, our crews are highly trained. They have the materials they need to address any issues they have. But, we certainly always encourage members in the community as a whole to, if they have to drive, to, move over, be careful around our crews. We want the power to be back on as soon as safely possible, but we're certainly not going to risk safety. So, our crews are specially trained. They're all great people, and we want them to come home safe.
Of course, yes, definitely. Okay, so hopefully the power won't go out, but there are chances that it will, and preparation is key. So what should we be doing now so that we're ready if our power goes out?
I'm really glad you asked this, because this is something that I always am really pushing on people. It's never a bad idea to be prepared, because when you're prepared, you stress a little bit less. And in the event that it's a no event, you're stress-free, and in the event of an event, you've got the materials you need. So it's always a good idea to charge your phone, your iPad, those communication devices. Make sure what you need charged is charged. Use that opportunity now, and have your basics. Water for, the going recommendation is have 3 days, and to make sure you have non-perishable food items, medication. If you have pets, make sure you have pet supplies. Make sure you have phone numbers written down, and first aid kits, things like that, just so you have peace of mind. And if you do need it, you're, living a little more comfortable in the meantime, because, no one can control the weather, but we can have some level of preparation. And, sometimes in, snow events, the infrastructure can break, and sometimes it can lead to extended outages. And we want people to be comfortable while we're out there working to make sure that we get the lights back on. But preparing and, making a plan with loved ones too, that helps too. Let your kids know, let your neighbors know, and that'll give you some peace of mind and some readiness in the event that there is an outage, or, an event that, hurts anything else, like roadways or things like that.
Right. Well, hopefully we won't have to deal with that, but it's good to be prepared anyway. Lauren Irby with Delaware Electric Co-op, thank you so much for stopping in and giving us these tips ahead of the storm.